put some knurling on your 3D models. It's pretty easy. Let's check it out. Hello everybody, welcome back to your weekday weekend. So I've been gone for a little bit because my main camera broke, and you can tell that I'm actually back on my old webcam, but that's okay because it's just easier, and it's easier to stream with my old webcam, so we're just going to deal with it for now. Anyway, alright, so let's get into a Libre. I'm already here in a new part. Let's just go to the XY plane and let's just make ourselves a quick cylinder. I don't know, it doesn't really matter because it's just demonstration. So let's just extrude it, 200 millimeters. That will do perfectly fine. So, from here, we need to add some knurling. So if you don't know what knurling is, I'm going to put some images on screen with some examples. And there's tons of different ways you can do this as far as how you want it to look, but the method is the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to show our planes, and we're going to make a new sketch on one of the planes that bisects our cylinder. And we're going to come down here to the bottom of our cylinder, and we're actually going to use our cylinder itself as a reference figure just so that we can easily dimension off of it if we need to. Might not be necessary depending on how you want to do this. Just a quick note, even though I'm showing this in a Libre, you can probably do most of this in any other CAD software. So what we're going to do is just make a really quick triangle. Our triangle is actually going to be pretty interesting because it's not going to be an equilateral triangle. We're actually going to do quite an odd shaped triangle just because of how we want our knurling to look. And how do we want our knurling to look is the main question you have to ask yourself. So depending on how steep you want those hills and valleys to be is the kind of shape you want your triangle to be. So once you have a size for your triangle, go ahead and decide how deep into your object you want this knurling to be. So if you want it, again, if you want it really deep, you might have to do a triangle somewhere around here. If you want it just really light on the surface, like that maybe, you'll have to do something like that. So maybe 2 millimeters is about right. So from here, alright, so we're going to activate a new sketch. We're going to do it on the same exact plane. We're just going to make a copy of the old sketch. So no matter your CAD software, go ahead and do that. If you can just duplicate the sketch, then do that. Otherwise, maybe the project to sketch tool like I got in a Libre, click on the old sketch, maintain figure type, and maintain association to source entity. From there, we have the exact same sketch. We're going to deactivate it. On our first one, we're going to go ahead and do a helical cut, and we're going to do the axis, that one. And we're going to go ahead and make that height the same height as our cylinder, which was, that'll be D2. And our pitch, we're also going to do D2. But you could also maybe do 2 times D2 if that makes it look a little bit better. Or even D2 over 2, depending on how steep you want your knurling to look. I'm just going to do it at D2 for now. Finally, I'm going to go back into the other one and do the same exact thing, but this time counterclockwise. All right. Now there's the start of our knurling, believe it or not. And we're actually almost done. From here, we're going to take this helical cut and we're going to do a circular pattern. We're going to tell it that the center is this axis, and we want to do quite a few instances, maybe 10. I have to give it a little while to load here. There we go. Go ahead and press OK. And do the same thing with the next helical cut. We'll have to wait a second for it to load here as well. This is some pretty complex geometry. There we go. Our knurling's looking pretty good, don't you think? If you want the knurling more intense, you can just increase the number of patterns of instances here. In fact, in a Libre, I'm going to go ahead and make a new equation, and we're going to call it instances and we're just going to label it 10. Actually, we're going to call it I, just to make it even smaller. We're going to make it a count and press apply. We should have, yep, we have I is 10. So if we cancel and we make our feature pattern I, press OK, it should still be 10. Finally, let's go over to the other feature pattern and do the same thing, changing our instances to I. Now, please remember, as I was saying before, these cuts can be quite intensive on your PC. So if you're having trouble with that, maybe save the knurling until the very end, or suppress the feature until the very end, or suppress most of the instances, or maybe just give it one instance until the end, just to save your PC and save yourself some loading time. However, from here, you can see that it looks pretty good, and if I want it even stronger, I can go down to the instances and change it to maybe 12. And it's going to load one more time. And it's a little stronger now. So if you don't like the look at the top here, and you'd like it to kind of ease into it a little bit more, you can bring us back to the start here before the helical cuts, and you can add some chamfers to the top and the bottom here. Maybe like a 4mm chamfer, and then refresh the part. Seriously guys, this can be some really intense geometry, so save it for the very, very end, because, oh, there we go. Because I was loading for quite a while there, and it finally just now finished. In fact, make sure your GPU is in fact being used by your CAD software. If you need to, you can get rid of shading and things like that, it might help. In fact, I just turned off ambient occlusion, just to give me a little bit better loading times on this. Hopefully it'll help. Anyway guys, that's how you do some simple knurling. Make sure you play around with that to get the effect that you want. There's basically infinite possibilities with this, so hopefully it helped you out. If you learned something, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for spending your day with me. Remember, on my channel every day is a weekend. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, check out the website down below, weekdayweekend.net/workshop for more free CAD stuff. I'll see you next time, next weekend. Bye.